Have you ever wanted to hack into an unethical superstructure? Okay, weird topic starter, but that's what's in store within s.p.l.i.t, made by the same guy who made the very popular Buckshot Roulette and taking place in the same world, with the game coming out on July 24th, 2025 with a very positive rating, with the game having only 2 achievements. So this video is more of a guide video than a completion video, but if you are interested in the game, here's the needed spoiler warning so you can play for yourself. And since the game is extremely short, I feel like you should just play the game for yourself, just because of that. But anyway, let's get to cracking. The game starts by booting up an old computer, instantly spawned into a conversation, with the only message sent by Sarah, asking us about a case we should have received. We respond to the message with the name of Alex in possession of the case. Sarah seems to be on and we begin to discuss, talking about the transfer ID that we need to send over after running the hardware, all equaling to some plan that we've discussed, with it being too late for us to back out at all, calling us out if we fear death. But we don't fear death, we fear being dragged into the facility. This is when the last person joins the chat named Victor, talking about once we reach the server and the beacons go off, we'll only have 15 minutes. So we say frick it and are prepared to hack, with the last preparation being stated from Sarah asking if we have our way out. Sarah's good, Victor as well. And same for us. So we begin, needing to send the LFS ID, first needing me to connect the local files to the field kit, and the LFS can be found somewhere in the config folder. This is where our camera is also free and we can look around. We gaze upon the case upon my desk, now having to be aware of the key thoughts and having to type them out when they appear. We're also able to look at the cursed outside, and then open the case gazing upon this machine. Then looking at the second monitor, and this is where the gameplay will take place. Having us type help will show us this lovely list of commands. Print, which will help us with saving codes and appearing here. ls, the list of available finds in the current directory, with cd navigating to a directory, and cd ... return to the previous directory. Nano, for us to edit the contents of a file in a supported format. Probe, to look for local files. And connect, allowing us to connect a local number with its UMN, unique machine number. Upon probing, we find a list of UMNs, including the field code in its name. I then attempt to connect with the field kit, which works, but when we try to copy the local files, we can't do anything about it, since it's not part of the trusted devices list. So we use the ls command and access the tools, which then leads to the hole mounter, which gives us the trusted devices data in a readme text, which means completely nothing, but the trusted datas are a step in the right direction since we're allowed to put the field kit's code UMN in, which now allows me to copy the field kit's files this time. The conversation picks up again and Victor points out that he now has access to the security garage doors, which contains 200 trucks. We then learn that both Sarah and Victor have worked at the superstructure, which gives me some suspicions that we probably have as well. But now's the hunt for the ID from the config, going through the emulated directory using the machine's number, then the config, and then finally open the system config.json. Now finding the LFS ID number 281120. We send the LFS ID and get handed a schematic from Victor and the AUI from Sarah. The only lead we have now to keep going is the KCOM with the ref number. With the new info, we access the auth keygen through the download folder. In the documentation, we can see KCOM and what we'll need: the server address, the unregistered inmate and R, and the ref input and R. The schematic from Victor gets us the server address. The AUI from Sarah gets us the unregistered inmate and R, and we already have the ref number from Sarah. With the 3 key pieces inputted to the KCOM, which works, and it's a successful setup, with that now generating the authorization key. Now connect to the remote KCOM with the auth key, which causes a bunch of funky stuff, but we now have root access. And now the timer begins, since 4 trucks begin firing up and heading out. It becomes intense. A failure seems to happen in the center fig and we need to try again, even with the limited time. Since if they get to me, they'll find an old field kit, wiped disks, and some former tech hanging from the ceiling. But that won't matter, our brain won't be destroyed. They'll just plug us into the machine, digging into us for any information. We need to cripple the brain, now. But what can we even do? Is this a potential betrayal? But the trucks are coming. Wait, the drill. We first gotta destroy the final evidence. The trucks are here. Pull the trigger.
Keep drilling, you piece of shit!
Last resort. It's just the psychological barrier. Hold steady.
check his vitals?
Yeah, he's dead.
Where the hell did he get all this hardware?
Look,
What?
brain is crippled.
What the How did he...
Turn that off.
That's the end of the game, but we do have one more ending. But instead of the screwdriver, we let the despair take over and pull a Sayori, getting us the second and final achievement. This game is certainly interesting, and I feel it's short enough to fit how complex the game is, since the game kinda just throws you in. So I can give this game a 7 out of 10 lobotomies in the fun factor, and 1 out of 10 psychological barriers in the difficulty factor. So the question is, could I recommend this game? Sorta. If you're looking for a really short game that's sorta complex, then sure. And if you're already interested in the world of buckshot roulette, then try it. But if you made it to the end of the video, then you've mostly seen everything in this game to see. But it's an interesting game for a certain audience and worthwhile. And with that, stay chill and watch some anime.